Have you ever seen a player pooping right in the middle of a stadium? In front of thousands of fans? Well, we're about to dive into a world where superstar players become mere mortals, where simple tasks turn into Herculean challenges, and where millions of fans witness moments so cringeworthy they'll make you want to hide behind your sofa. Let's get to the 10 most embarrassing football moments ever caught on camera. We're starting our list with the one and only Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Known for his incredible skills and even more incredible ego, Zlatan found himself in a rather awkward situation during a match. Picture this: Zlatan, in all his glory, attempts what looks like an elastico move, but instead of leaving his defender in the dust, he ends up hugging him. That's right, folks, the great Zlatan Ibrahimovic, in a moment of either confusion or sudden affection, embraced his opponent mid-game. But hey, if anyone can play it cool after an awkward hug, it's Zlatan. He probably claimed he meant to do it all along. After all, in Zlatan's world, there are no mistakes, only unexpected acts of genius. Next up, we have a moment that proves even the simplest tasks can become monumental challenges for some players. Fresh off signing a big money move to Manchester City, Mario Balotelli was ready to show the fans what he was made of during a training session. Little did he know, his greatest challenge that day wouldn't be fancy footwork or scoring goals, but simply getting dressed. As cameras rolled and teammates watched, Balotelli engaged in an epic battle with his bib. He twisted, he turned, he contorted, but that pesky piece of fabric just wouldn't cooperate. It was like watching a cat try to put on a sweater, only far more expensive and much more hilarious. The best part? This wasn't a one-time thing. On multiple occasions, Balotelli needed assistance to conquer the dreaded bib. It's moments like these that make you wonder, maybe those astronomical transfer fees should come with a complimentary how to wear a bib tutorial. In football, scoring a hat-trick is usually a cause for celebration, unless, of course, you're scoring against your own team. Enter Michaela Moore, the New Zealand defender who had a day she'd probably rather forget during the 2022 She Believes Cup. In a match against the USA, Moore managed to score not one, not two, but 3 own goals before the 40th minute. That's right, a hat-trick of own goals in less than half a game. To her credit, Moore handled the situation with as much grace as one could. She was subbed off immediately after the 3rd goal, probably to prevent any further damage to both the scoreline and her own sanity. Even the greatest players have their egos bruised, and our next moment proves just that. Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard found himself in an unexpected duel, not with a Premier League rival, but with a cheeky young fan. Before a match, players were lining up to go out in the arena, but one kid had different plans. This young kid made Gerrard so embarrassed that he had to slap him. So basically, this almost 5-year-old kid approaches Gerrard for a handshake, but at the very last moment, he pulls back his hand, leaving Gerrard in an awkward condition no one could imagine. And the worst part, this whole thing was recorded on camera. The look on Gerrard's face was priceless. A mix of shock, amusement, and maybe just a tiny bit of, did that really just happen? They say staying hydrated is important, but timing is everything. Just ask goalkeeper Mark Flecken, who chose possibly the worst moment in football history to quench his thirst. During a match, as the opposition launched a long ball attack, Flecken decided it was the perfect time for a drink. With his back to the play, happily sipping from his water bottle, the ball sailed over the defender's head and into the empty net. The best part? By the time Flecken realized what had happened and spun around, it was too late. There he was, standing attentively in his goal, water bottle discarded, as if his presence alone could undo the goal that had just been scored. This moment teaches us all a valuable lesson. There's a time and place for everything, and the middle of a football match is definitely not the time for a refreshment break. Maybe next time Mark will consider one of those hands-free hydration packs, just when you thought being injured was bad enough. Imagine having your own embarrassment amplified by the very people meant to help you. Enter Leonardo, the unfortunate star of one of football's most cringe-worthy medical interventions. During a heated match between Erga Telles and A. Larissa in 2015, Leonardo found himself in need of medical attention. What should have been a routine stretcher carry-off turned into a slapstick comedy routine that would make the Three Stooges proud. First, the medical staff tried to drag him onto the stretcher like they were hauling a sack of potatoes. Then, not content with that indignity, they proceeded to drop him. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. It was like watching a game of hot potato, except the potato was a professional athlete in pain. The crowd watched in a mix of horror and amusement as Leonardo bounced between the stretcher and the pitch. By the end of the ordeal, you had to wonder if he needed more medical attention from the rescue attempt than from the original injury. Even the greatest players can have their clumsy moments, and Cristiano Ronaldo is no exception. In 2019, after leading Juventus to their 8th consecutive Serie A title, Ronaldo was ready to celebrate in style. Little did he know, he was about to start in his own slapstick comedy. Picture the scene. The stadium is buzzing, confetti flying, and Ronaldo is basking in the glory of another title. In his excitement, he grabs the Serie A trophy, raising it high above his head in triumph. It's a perfect moment, until it isn't. In a split second, Ronaldo loses control of the trophy. It comes crashing down, narrowly missing his son and striking his girlfriend on the head. The look on Ronaldo's face is priceless. A mix of shock, embarrassment, and did anyone see that? Unfortunately for him, millions did. It just goes to show that even with abs of steel and feet of gold, you can still have butterfingers. When nature calls, you answer, even if you're in the middle of a professional football match. Just ask Tottenham's Eric Dyer, who gave new meaning to the term running to the loo during a Carabao Cup match against Chelsea in 2021. With about 15 minutes left on the clock and Tottenham trailing, Dyer suddenly sprinted off the pitch. No, he wasn't throwing a tantrum or trying a new tactical move. He was making a beeline for the bathroom. The bewildered look on his teammates' faces was priceless. Even more amusing was the sight of manager Jose Mourinho chasing after him, probably wondering if Dyer was trying to make a premature exit from the game. You'd think that missing a penalty would be embarrassing enough for a professional footballer. But what if you're not a footballer at all, and you miss in front of millions of viewers worldwide? Welcome to Diana Ross's world. During the opening ceremony of the 1994 World Cup, the legendary singer was part of an elaborate performance that culminated in her taking a penalty kick. The goal was rigged to split in half when she scored, setting up a triumphant moment to kick off the tournament. There was just one tiny problem. Diana Ross missed. And not just missed, she skied the ball well wide of the goal. In a moment of either quick thinking or sheer desperation, the goal split anyway, creating a hilariously awkward sequence that lives on in World Cup infamy. And now we reach the number 1 spot on our list of embarrassing football moments. We're talking about the time Gary Lineker, England's striker extraordinaire, had a little accident on the pitch during the 1990 World Cup. In a high-stakes match against Ireland, Lineker was giving it his all. But sometimes giving it your all means giving a little more than you bargained for. In the heat of the moment, Lineker, well, let's just say, he created his own personal penalty area right there on the pitch. Gary Lineker, in front of thousands in the stadium and millions watching on TV, pooped his pants during a World Cup match. To his credit, Lineker handled it like a pro. He didn't let a little thing like soiled shots stop him from playing on. He even managed to score a goal. In interviews years later, Lineker has been remarkably good-humoured about the whole affair. He even joked that he was relaxed during the game. Well, Gary, we'd say maybe a little too relaxed. So what do you think? Which one is the most embarrassing of all? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.